Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins at Metropolitan Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Jerry Ujdur, whose record is 2-6 with a 3.91 ERA. And pitching for the Twins today is Frank Viola, whose record is 0-3 with a 7.56 ERA. Oh, yesterday, what a devastating loss. The first game of this four-game series, coming off a loss to the Brew Crew, where we lost late in the game. And then yesterday, we lost in the bottom of the ninth, up by a run, and John Castino hits a 3-run home run off of Tom Hume, and the Twins won that game. It was a heartbreaker, and it cost Tom Hume his closing job. There's only 10 games to go in the season, but Hume has had 3 out of his last 4 outings were pretty bad. And so we're going to take that job away from him. And as you can see here, we have 2 teams, us and Milwaukee, at 4 games back, with New York holding a very slim half-game lead over Boston. Baltimore, after falling from first, is hanging around with 1 game back, and Minnesota now on a 4-game winning streak, pulling away from California. So 10 games to go. It doesn't look good, but as long as we're mathematically available to win this division, we'll take our chances. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe if you enjoy this content, and there will be a 1982 season after a hiatus from this, and then we'll come back and we'll be ready to play the 82 season. Jerry Ujdur with the season on the line. We're going to give the ball to Jerry Ujdur, who is making his first start since being recalled from the minors. All of our bullpen is available. As you can see, Tom Hume has been moved to the mop-up role, because that's basically what he's come to. He's a dirty, wet mop in our bullpen. We gave it to Roger Weaver, who held that position earlier as a right-hander, and has had 2 saves in the last week. So we're going to give it to him. And taking a look at the lineup, Frank Viola, Frank Sweet Music Viola. He's a lefty, so our lineup is our versus lefty lineup, which is primarily right-handers. And we've jumbled it up quite a bit. We have, we'll go ahead and do the lineup rundown officially, but Glenn Wilson's in there for Gibby. Garbey is getting his second start at first base. Ramos will be catching, and Parrish will be the DH today. So let's go ahead and officially do that rundown. Then we'll talk a little bit about Frank Viola. Okay, so here's the lineup for today's game. Batting leadoff, and in center field is Rickey Henderson. Batting second at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third in right field is Jeffrey Leonard. Batting cleanup and DHing is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth and catching is Bobby Ramos. Batting sixth at first base is Barbaro Garbey. Batting seventh at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting eighth in left field is Glenn Wilson. And batting ninth at third base is Tommy Brookens. Frank Viola, he made 5 starts last season, and he is in his 5th start this year. He's 0-3 with a 7.56 ERA. You see, he got off to a pretty good start last year. Looked like he was going to be a mainstay in this rotation for the Twins. And they're giving him some opportunities down the stretch here in the middle of a playoff chase. He's got 12 Ks and 25 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .379. So he's got beat about pretty good so far this season, and we need to take it to him today in order for us to give ourselves some sort of a chance with these last 10 games to go. There's the defensive alignment for the Twins. A couple changes here. We have second baseman Seibert in the game today. Also in right field is Hosken, Powell. And everybody else looks like it's the same. So here is Rickey Henderson leading off against Frank Viola. First time facing Viola, as I'm sure is the same for all of the players in the lineup today. Henderson strikes out looking. There's one down. Here's Trammell. We moved him up to the number 2 spot. He's got the most home runs on the team, but he also gets on base really well against lefties, as you can see there. So I put him in the number 2 hole as he grounds out to first. That's going to leave it up to Jeff Leonard, who strikes out on a pitch right down the middle. Not a good start for the Tigers as we take a look here at the Twins official lineup. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Kurt Seibert. Batting second in right field is Hosken Powell. Batting third at third base is John Castino. Batting cleanup in left field is Gary Roenicke. Batting fifth and catching is Dave Engle. Batting sixth in center field is Mike Hart. Batting seventh and DHing is Gary Ward. Batting eighth at first base is Dave Bergman. And batting ninth at shortstop is Mike Fischlin. Jerry Ujdur, actually, despite his 2-6 record, he's been pretty darn decent. You can't say great. He's got 24 walks and 24 Ks and 69 innings pitched, but his ERA is under 4. Opponents are batting .261 against him. He's got no complete games, and if things start to go sideways early, then we're probably going to yank him from his start. I guess if you take a look at it here, he did make one start this month, so he has made one start since coming back up. It's just been a while because we went to a 4-man rotation, and he was the 5th man, so we moved him into that spot. And at any rate, we need him to muster up some gumption against the Twinkies. There's a defensive alignment for the Tigers today. Some different numbers out there. Glenn Wilson in left field, not as strong as he is in right field, but the other possibility would have been to put Jeff Leonard in left field, where he would have been sub 80 in the rating, which is below average in this game. As you can see, Barbaro Garbey is sub 80 at first. And anyway, here is Kurt Seibert leading off against Jerry Ujdur. Ground ball to third, and Brookens tosses him out with 1 down. Next up is Hosken Powell. Ground ball to Brookens as well. Brookens 2 for 2. And here's that son of a bitch, John Castino, hit that 3-run shot yesterday. He's more known for bunting than he is for power, but he hit his 6th home run, and it was a big one, as he hits a pop fly here, and Trammell makes the play. So, good start for Ujdur. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the second. No score. Lance Parrish on a tear right now as he hits a ground ball to short. There's 1 down. That's going to bring up Bobby Ramos, batting .500 versus left-handers. He went through a little bit of a slump as he couldn't keep up the pace of batting .450 or whatever he is, but he's really maintained his production, and he'll probably be our backup next year as Garbey hits a ground ball to short. So, no runs, no hits for anybody. We go to the bottom of the second with Gary Roenicke leading off. He's in left field. He was the DH yesterday, and he did hit a home run, his 12th home run of the year. Ground ball back to Jerry Ujdur. There's 1 down. Next up is future Detroit Tiger, Dave Engle. Engle flying out to Henderson in center field. It's going to leave it up to Mike Hart. Hart hits a high fly ball to right. That is going to be close, caught at the wall by Leonard. And we go to the top of the third with Sweet Lou, who is a lefty. He's going to bat against Viola here. Batting .256 versus lefty, so that's acceptable. as he flips it to center for the first out of the third. Next up is Glenn Wilson. Base hit to right field. Good job by Wilson. Right field might be his position next year because we're definitely going to let Hancock go. Runner on first. Here's Tom Brookens. Tom batting 188 versus lefties. And a ground ball to second. That could be two. It is. Tigers get the first hit of the game. We go to the bottom of the third with Gary Ward DHing today. He was in right field yesterday. Strikes out swinging. One down. Next up, Dave Bergman. Bergman had a pair of doubles in yesterday's game. Here he pops it up on the infield. Caught by Garbey. It's going to leave it up to Mike Fischlin. I called him Fish Lips yesterday, and then he just tore us a new one the rest of the game. So my apologies to the Fish Lips fan. Oh, no, it's an error on Henderson. I was trying to be funny, and I thought I was out of the danger zone, and Henderson made me pay for my insolence. So Fischlin on second base. Here's Kurt Seibert. And he lines it to right. Caught. There we go by Jeffrey Leonard. Oh, Henderson. Come on now. Henderson betting 265, but he's only betting 250 as a Tiger. He was crushing it as an athletic as he strikes out for the second time today. What a disappointment he's been. I'm actually, we bring him back next year, he might be our number 9 hitter. We might have to find ourselves a new leadoff hitter. As Trammell out to short for the second out. 2 down. Here's Jeff Leonard. Hey, base hit up the middle for Leonard. That'll get his average right up to 300 again. Runner on first. Lance Parrish. 7 home runs in his last 18 games. Crushes it to left. It's going to fall short of the warning track as Roenicke makes the play. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth. Hosken Powell leading off. Hitting a ground ball right back to Ujdur. Ujdur throws him out at first. 1 down for John Castino. Flipping it into center field. Henderson handles that one cleanly. 2 down for Gary Roenicke. And Roenicke grounds right back to Jerry Ujdur. Ujdur flips it over to first, and we go to the top of the 5th. Let's get going right here. Bobby Ramos, this is the guy to get things started. There we go. Is that a base hit? It falls in for a hit right in front of Roenicke. Do we want to go for 2? I'm going to say no. I think we're going to hit and run with Garbey. He's got good contact skills. Ground ball to third. Castino makes the play to first as Ramos was running. So we have our runner in scoring position for the first time today. Opportunity here for Sweet Lou, who's been probably one of our better players in the last week or two. Takes a lot of pitches and the walk. First walk by Viola. So we have first and second now for Glenn Wilson. He has one of the 3 Tiger hits. Oh no, ground ball to second. And they turn 2. Another missed opportunity for Detroit. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Dave Engle leading off against Jerry Ujdur. Screaming line drive to right. And Leonard makes the play. 1 down. Mike Hart up next. And there's the first hit for the Twins. Mike Hart laces a single to center field. Runner on first. Oh, I can't remember. Did we get to the 6th inning without giving up a hit with Rosemar earlier this year? As Hart with a sub-80 speed steals second base. And that spells certain doom for this inning. Ground ball to short. Hart holds as Trammell throws out Ward at first. So 2 down. Here is Dave Bergman. And Bergie, fly ball to center, falls in for a hit. 1-0. Yeah, when a sub-80 speed steals second base, you usually know that's going to result in a run being scored. Is that going to fall into? Yep. Mike Fischlin sticking it to me. And then Seibert's going to fly out to center, probably. So 3 hits, a run scored, and the Twins are up 1-0. Frank Viola couldn't get anybody out in his first 4 starts, and suddenly he's the Frank Viola that we've come to know. Brookens flying out to short. I've met Frank Viola once in Orlando. He was coaching a travel team, and I just happened to be at the park they were playing at, and so hung around and watched a little bit. He was a nice guy. As Henderson grounds out, there's a base hit for Trammell. Watch, here's Trammell, superior speed. We're going to try to steal second base. We've got to make something happen here. And Trammell is successful in stealing second. That is his 17th stolen base on the season. 2 down. Jeffrey Leonard comes in. Is he going to fall in for a hit? It does. He bloops it in there. Run scores. It is tied. Do we want to go for 2? Why not? Jeffrey Leonard, safe at second with a double. An RBI double. So the Tigers tie it up at 1. With 2 down, Leonard on second. Here's Lance Parrish. Ground ball to first. It gets past the first baseman. Leonard cruises around third, and it's 2-1 Detroit. Clutch hit by Parrish. And the Tigers take a lead. Next up is Bobby Ramos. And Ramos flies out to center field. 2-1 Detroit. Ujdur at 69 pitches. With Hosken, Powell, we got 2, 3, and 4. Powell, Castino, and Roenicke. So we need to keep an eye on him at this point. Ground ball to first. Garbey steps on the bag. There's 1 down. Next up is John Castino. As a base hit for Castino. 4th hit against Ujdur. We're going to guard the lines against Gary Roenicke, batting .239 versus righties. Strikes out, looking. 2nd K for Ujdur. It's going to leave it up to Dave Engle to get a 2-out rally going for the Twinkies. And a ground ball back to Ujdur. He's had a lot of those today. That's at least the 3rd. And Tigers get out of the inning. We're going to the top of the 7th. 2-1. We're going to let Garbey bat, and we're going to bring in Brock defensively next inning. So Garbey will get another opportunity here. Ground ball up the middle. Great job. So he's got okay speed. We're going to hit and run with Lou. Lou, again, struggles versus lefties, but he can put the ball in play. There we go. He does, but it's a line drive to left. That's not going to help out the situation. That's going to bring up Glenn Wilson. Wilson, he already hit into double play once today. Hey, a base hit to right. That's going to fall in for a hit, and does he have 2? No, he's only got a single. Do we want to send Garbey to 3rd? Yes, we do. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. 1st and 3rd now. Garbey on 3rd, Wilson on 1st for Tom Brookens. Brookens doesn't do a lot right. We're going to give him a chance here. Strike out. Yeah, there we go. Expected. 2 down. Runners on 1st and 3rd for Rickey Henderson. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. And a wild pitch is going to score a run. We'll take the easy run. Tack that on. It's 3-1 Detroit. Wilson on second base. And then he strikes out. All right, well, runs are hard to come by, so we're not going to turn away a free run. Okay, so we have 2 lefties coming up this inning. Our bullpen sucks. I feel like we have to give Ujdur a chance. We're going to help ourselves out defensively by bringing in the superior Greg Brock defensively. That's probably... I guess we could bring in Gibby in right and move Wilson. I mean, Gibby to left, move Wilson to right. We're gonna soak on that for a minute. We're gonna table that idea. So here's Mike Hart. We haven't flipped it over to the in-game stats. That's my bad. Henderson 0 for 4, 3 Ks. Excuse me. Man, player of the game. It's got to be Ujdur so far, but Leonard 2 for 3 for an RBI. Looks pretty good too. Okay, here we go. Mike Hart. He's got a hit today against Ujdur, and he strikes out swinging for the first out of the 7th. 3 Ks for Ujdur. Gary Ward up next, and he strikes out on an inside pitch. Ujdur now tired, but he's finishing strong. We're going to let him pitch to Bergman. I think he's earned that right. Bergman shoots it to the left, and the play is made by Wilson in left field. And we're going to the top of the 8th. A great job by Ujdur, but who are we going to use in the 8th and the 9th? Okay, well, we'll worry about that in a moment. Here is Trammell leading off against Frank Viola. 1 for 3 with a stolen base today. Inside pitch, and he swings and misses. 6 Ks for Viola. His endurance is 91. This guy could pitch all night. Next up is J. Leo with a ground ball to second. That doesn't really sound right. I want it to be true, but it just doesn't really mesh well. Oh, that's what meshes. Parrish's bat and Frank Viola's balls. Home run to right field. Parrish is exactly what we needed on this stretch run. That's his 13th home run. 8 home runs now in 18 games. That is crazy. Great job. We need that extra run, I have a feeling. As it's 4-1. Bobby Ramos, ground ball to second. And that's going to do it for the Tigers here in the 8th. We're taking out Ujdur. Great job by him. He had the century mark in pitches. His ERA is down to 3.67. He definitely is going to be in line for a starting position next year in the rotation. 2 innings. Okay, so we're going to bring in, gosh, Patterson sucked last night. We're going to bring in Tom Filer. This doesn't feel great. Let's take a look at him here real quick. 12th game in relief. He's got those 2 starts for Chicago earlier this season. 1.29 ERA, 7 Ks in 14 innings. He does give up a lot of hits, 16 in 14 innings, so his opponent's batting average is 286. He's got 1 save on the season. And he's got to face Mike Fischlin, who is just about the best guy on the planet. Oh no, he nubs it right into the dirt. Folks, this is going to go bad. This is going to go really, really bad. As Ramos throws it away, Fischlin's on second. That run doesn't mean anything at the moment, but we know where this is headed. As Filer gets Seibert to pop it up into foul ground. What could go wrong there? Nothing. As Brookens makes the play. So 1 down. Here's a lefty, Hosken Powell, 0 for 3 on the day. Shoots it to center field. Henderson makes the catch. There's 2 down. Here's last night's culprit, John Castino. Never faced Filer. And he jacks it. A 2-run home run. And it's 4-3. So we've got 2 down. The 7th home run of the season for Castino. Ground ball to third by Roenicke. And Brookens throws him out. Yep. If you've watched enough of these games, you know exactly what I know. When those things happen, they happen for a reason. So Greg Brock will lead off the 9th. First plate appearance of the game. And he pops it up on the infield. Viola's at 120 pitches. You know they're not taking him out. Sweet Lou. 0 for 2 with a walk today. Ground ball to second. Viola is officially listed as tired. Next up is Glenn Wilson. He's 2 for 3 on the day. And he strikes out swinging. A great performance, for the most part, by Frank Viola. He's got himself a complete game at the moment. All right. So those runs were unearned. We're going to bring in Roger Weaver. He is our closer of the moment. The closer du jour. As if you take a look at him here, this is his 35th game. He's 2-1. 3.34 ERA. More walks than strikeouts. Opponents are betting 264 against him. 6 out of 7 in save opportunities. And he's got 2 in a row. So, I mean, he's consistent. He did do a little bit of time in AAA this year to get his shit together. As Dave Engle steps in, we need to make defensive replacements. Sorry for prolonging this, but we are moving Wilson to right, and we're going to bring in Gibby and put him in left field. Okay. That's much better defensively. It's the best outfield defense that we have. Our infield is strong. That's the best infield we have. And Dave Engle leading off against Roger Weaver here in the bottom of the ninth. Ground ball, or is that a line drive right at Whitaker? There we go. 1 down. Next up, Mike Hart, left-hander, batting 273 versus righties. First appearance against Weaver. Line drive to left. Gibby runs it down. Okay, that's going to bring up Gary Ward, 0 for 3 on the day, batting only 208 versus righties. And he bloops it into left center field, and it falls in for a hit. Oh, he went for second, and he was thrown out as the Tigers get the win. It doesn't say that, but that's had to have been what happened. Is Gibby, the defensive replacement, guns down Ward, and we'll take that victory. I wish we could have seen it, but you have to trust me. That's what happened. Okay, well, that's an inauspicious way to end the game, but we'll take it. It's a 4-3 victory. Let's take a look at the standings. Silence among the crowd. We hold at 4 games back. Milwaukee loses. They fall to 5 back. They're all but out of it. And Minnesota loses, so they're 1.5 games ahead of California. Take a look at the National League. This is pretty much toast, as is 5.5 and 5-game lead for St. Louis and Houston. Let's take a look at the transactions. Jerry Cram retired. We already knew that. Roger Erickson of the Philadelphia Phillies, formerly of the Twins, gets a 3-year extension at $245,000. Dale Unser, center fielder for the Phillies, retires. So that's where that money came from. They're like, you got to hit the road. Pack up your locker. Okay, well, let's pull up the box score and we'll get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and or subscribe, like I mentioned before. We still have the contest going. We're day 5 today. It's been a lot of fun. I love giving stuff away. Feel free to check out those videos. Yesterday was a huge win for one of our subscribers, and we started over fresh today. We've got 2 more days to go. Frank Viola takes the loss, 0-4 on the season. John Castino, peed in our soup once again. But Parrish hit his 13th home run. He is going to be our player of the game. Without that home run, we would be in trouble. Jeffrey Leonard gets his 11th double. Jerry Ujdur, great job. 3-6 on the year. ERA at 3.67. Roger Weaver gets his 7th save, 3 in a row, in fact. And maybe he might be our closer next season, as we really haven't thought about that much, I suppose. So that's going to do it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 4-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.